I think there's like a weird notion or weird sentiments I get from people who are pro-lifers. They think that people who are pro-choice want to force everyone to have an abortion. No, that's the point of calling it pro-choice. You have the decision to do what's best for you and your body and your future. Okay, we're back. We're back. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Omer, and you're watching Faruqi. I know it's been a while. I know my 10 fans are dying to hear what I have to say next. This isn't gonna be like a traditional video like I usually put out, or maybe it is. I don't know. I guess it's just my head talking in front of a camera. I got some new equipment, new light, new lens, and I figured it'd be cool to try it out. But more importantly, I need to rant. I came across this topic in the past couple of weeks, and it's been sitting in my mind rent-free. For those of you who don't know, I am an MSW student. I'm studying for my master's in social work. I am by no means a social worker yet, but I do have one more year, and I should be a licensed social worker by hopefully June next year. We'll see how that goes, right? Fingers crossed. Ultimately, my goal is to get my license in clinical social work, which will take a little bit more time after I get my license in master's of social work and open my own private practice. I want to be a therapist and all that good stuff, right? So if you're in the social work field, or you know someone in the social work field, you might understand that social workers have to follow a very strict code of ethics. These are in place so that us people who are privileged or in a place of power or connected to a bunch of resources are not taking advantage of our clients. We're not harming vulnerable or marginalized populations. By the way, if you hear any sounds in the back, it's my cats. I'm sorry. So I was thinking, can you be a social worker and have values that align with pro-life sentiments? I don't think it should be a surprise that I'm gonna say no. What the fuck? Now this video isn't gonna be quite as academically driven as my last couple videos. This is more of a rant or a conversation. And with that being said, if you want resources or academic or empirical evidence for what I'm about to talk about, check out that video where I covered the overturning of Roe v. Wade, or the leaked decision before it was a decision on Roe v. Wade. I have a lot more content in there that'll be backing up the points I'm saying in here. Really, to be honest, I just want to have a conversation. I want to rant. I don't want to think academically, and I just want to just talk as an artist, as a human, as an aspiring social worker. So with that long-winded intro out of the way, can you have pro-life sentiments as a social worker? The reason why I don't think so is because the whole basis of pro-life is to take away the choice that women or people with uteruses would have over their own bodies. I'm not talking about the people whose personal standards are related to pro-life. And what I mean by that is like, hey, if you're someone who prefers to not believe in abortions for yourself, cool, bro. Like, do whatever makes you feel good about yourself. Do whatever makes you feel empowered. I'm all for that. As an aspiring social worker, as an aspiring therapist, my goal is to make sure that my future clients and my clients right now as an intern are feeling empowered, feeling safe, feeling like they have power over their own bodies. Where I draw the line is when you, as a social worker, in a place of power, in a position of privilege, in a position of manipulating, being able to manipulate vulnerable populations, marginalized groups, underserved populations, be able to impose values that might be harmful for them. The reason why I think pro-life would be harmful to a population, there's plenty of data, plenty of empirical evidence. This is one of those moments where I'll tell you to check out my other video. There's plenty of data out there that prove that removing abortion services as a legal medical procedure for women or people with uteruses is incredibly damaging and harmful and can lead to the death of many women. Not to mention that it's incredibly traumatizing to take away the choice over someone's body. Let's say that you're a social worker and you believe in pro-life, right? Not only do you believe in it for yourself, you believe that nobody in this country should have access to abortion as a medical procedure. Say that you have a client, 16, 17, 18, whoever, whatever years old. You know damn well that socioeconomically, the quality of life of your client will significantly decrease because of an unplanned pregnancy. And if you allow your biases to seep in your practice and you sway someone who is vulnerable, someone who is susceptible, someone who might be easy to manipulate, that is one of the most unethical things that I've ever heard of. And that goes the other way too. If you know that the client really wants to have this child and you, as a social worker, manipulate them into having an abortion, you might want to question that decision anyways. As a therapist, as a social worker, you're not here to make decisions for your client. You are not here to give advice to your client. You are there to collaboratively reach a goal with the client that's best for them. Especially when it comes to trauma-informed care, the moment you take away choice from the client is the moment you perpetuate their traumas, especially if the pregnancy is a result of a traumatic incident such as incest or sexual assault. Sorry for censoring, YouTube will block my video. Anyways, I'm gonna go through the social work code of ethics right now, and we're gonna go through these one by one and see where pro-life would fit into this equation. Code of ethics, social workers. Let's go. So there are 6 core values of social work that all social workers must follow once they get their license. The first one, service. Your goal as a social worker is to be in service to those who do not have access to resources, who do not have the same privileges that you might have, whether it's because of your social identity or your profession, whatever the case may be. Hi, good morning. How are you? Say hi. That's Chad. She's a queen. Say hi, Chad. Sorry. So my interpretation of this core value of service is to use your privileges, whether it's because of your social identity or because of your title as a social worker, to help connect resources to your clients, to underserved communities, underserved populations, marginalized populations, or anybody else that's in need. What that means is that when I'm a social worker, your needs, your safety, your security, what's best for you, what's best for your health, is my priority. Number 2, social justice. Social justice is probably the biggest one in my opinion here. Social justice, in my opinion, is all about challenging current structures that uphold white supremacy, that uphold systemic forms of oppression and discrimination that negatively impact vulnerable and oppressed populations. So social justice would be about correcting that, fighting for more equity. And I put an emphasis on the word equity because it's not the same as equality. I will put an image on the screen. If you don't know the difference, check out this image. Perfect description of what equity really means. If I am someone who is a pro-birther and I swayed my client away from having a choice, and I'm telling a client, hey, you should have the baby, I think I would genuinely be doing a disservice to my client, because now I am taking away any option of a conversation, any option to look at any other resources, especially abortion as a medical procedure, because pro-birthers and pro-lifers infamously are known for not thinking that abortions are medical procedures. Number 3, dignity and worth of the person. If you start looking down upon a client because they believe in having a choice over their own bodies, how are you upholding this value? In what ways do you believe in the dignity and worth of the human being? How are you respecting the different dynamics that make up their quality of well-being? Again, there are countless studies that show that unplanned pregnancies decrease opportunities for women and people with uteruses, whether it be job opportunities, opportunities in education, perpetuating traumas and poverty, etc. Number 4, importance of human relationships. What do you think that it does for your relationship and the rapport you build with a client if you're forcing your views onto them? It doesn't even have to be pro-life versus pro-choice. It could be anything else. Again, as a social worker, you are not meant to impose your values onto your client. You are there to help them reach their goals. And you are there to make sure that their autonomy, that their sense of security, their sense of safety is protected. 5, integrity. I don't think I have to explain that one, right? Because I think that pro-life goes against all of the social work core values and code of ethics, how can I even trust you? How can I even believe in your sense of integrity as a social worker? Number 6, competence. I don't think it's too far of a reach to believe that it might be incredibly incompetent to impose your personal biases and misinformed values or beliefs onto a client. I think what makes this really, really upsetting to me is because of the nature of pro-life. It absolutely strips away of the choices that people have over their own bodies. I think there's like a weird notion or weird sentiments I get from people who are pro-lifers. They think that people who are pro-choice want to force everyone to have an abortion. No, that's the point of calling it pro-choice. You have the decision to do what's best for you and your body and your future. The difference between these two belief systems, one wants to impose their ideologies on everybody. The other one wants everyone to have a choice. You let me know which one sounds more fascist, more trauma perpetuating, more discriminatory. As social workers, you are anti-white supremacist. You are anti-discrimination. The moment you uphold a belief system that is discriminatory to people who need this form of medical procedure, you are out. You are not a social worker to me. You have disrespected the code of ethics. You have disrespected the people who helped you earn your license. And most importantly, you have hurt, harmed, disrespected your client. The point is, whether it's directly or indirectly, pro-life sentiments harm society. They perpetuate traumas. Banning this form of treatment is the reason why so many women in the world die. Black women are disproportionately negatively impacted the most because of how horribly they're treated by medical professionals. This form of oppression is multifaceted. It has many different moving parts, many different dynamics that impact everybody. And at this point, you're still someone who is pro-life. I would seriously question, what are you doing in this field? What are you hoping to accomplish? There's many systems already in place that are hurting people, that are perpetuating white supremacist values, that are upholding white supremacy by trying actively to take away the choice that people have over their bodies. There's no room for that in social work. If you're gonna contribute to this white supremacist ass ideologies, go be part of those organizations, those agencies, those systems. There is no room for that as a social worker. I think right now is especially a scary time to think about the fact that someone could have these type of ideologies and be a social worker, considering that Roe v. Wade is overturned and many red states are doing what they can to take away an individual's reproductive rights. It is critical now more than ever for people who are in this field of social work to stand up and do what they can to dismantle this form of oppression. If you are pro-life and you are a social worker, I'm concerned about your competency. I am concerned about the safety of your clients. And I would encourage you to ask, how does this uphold social justice? Social justice is all about equity and giving people a choice. What about being pro-life gives anybody a choice? How are agencies or organizations that perpetuate anti-abortion sentiments at all accepting of all people? How are they not discriminatory towards people who need an abortion? I'll leave you with that question, and feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think about this topic. Let me know if you agree. Let me know why you disagree. And maybe I'll make a part 2 responding to what people have to say. Anyway, sorry that this video is so angry. I feel like I've been touching on a lot of heavy topics in the past couple videos. I mean, listen, I'm in this field. I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. And let me know if this is a cool direction that you're liking for this channel to go towards. Once again, it's your boy Omer. You're watching Faruqi. And let me know if you're interested in my journey of becoming a social worker and my journey of getting my license for clinical social work and opening my own private practice. I think that'd be a really cool thing to share along with you. So maybe we can learn together and have a bigger conversation. Anyways, don't forget to wash your hands. Have a lovely day. Peace.
I trim my beard, slick my hair, now I'm running late. I wear my flyers, fit uncomfortable, but it's a date. Do a mask or be myself, I try to conversate. Overthinking, I'm 23 and she's 28.